JCD Bros.
For decades, most official controllers rely on joystick with potentiometer sensor that will eventually fail. The Hall effect sensor came in to solve the stick drift. The TMR sensor pushed precision even further together with better power efficiency. And now, the next generation capacitive joystick is here. Mobapad is one of the first companies bringing capacitive joystick to the controller market. The PC controller market is extremely competitive, but they are not backing down. In ancient history, Huben refers to fearless tiger warrior, and this controller lives up to that name. This is a hybrid controller designed for both PC and Nintendo Switch, and molded as a direct replacement for the Xbox controller. This is Mobapad Huben 2. In this video, we will look at the latest joystick technology, real-world performance, pros and cons, and value. By the end, you will know if this controller is actually worth buying for PC gaming and Nintendo Switch. Hi, I'm Chiu from JCD Bros. I spent the last 10 years as a product manager, working with engineers and clients figuring out what people actually care about. When I'm not doing that, I'm the guy who research and watch tons of reviews before buying anything. So whenever I find a product that surprises me, I'm gonna talk about it. Mobapad sent me this controller to review. They didn't see this video before it went live. I'm not affiliated with the company, they didn't pay me, there's no money exchange in the process. Everything you hear is my own take. Mobapad is best known for high-end Nintendo Switch controller, but they have also been making PC controllers for years. The original Huben controller was launched in 2021. Now, after nearly 4 years, they are back with the second generation. This controller is positioned to be a premium PC controller that also works seamlessly with the Nintendo Switch. And because of the hybrid design, there will be some compromises. We will talk more about that later. The standard Xbox controller has first-party features, like an audio jack and native Xbox console integration. The Huben 2 focuses on premium hardware and customization, and the biggest difference starts with the joystick technology. Most modern controllers use Hall effect or TMR sensors, which are magnetic and contactless, and makes them drift resistant. TMR sensors offer higher precision and lower power consumption. The next generation capacitive sensors are different. There's no magnet inside. Instead, it uses capacitive sensing. Similar to smartphone touchscreens, this allows much higher input resolution and a cleaner signal with less noise. The result is higher resolution, ultra-low dead zone, and the level of precision that magnetic sensors are hard to match, which is why this technology is usually reserved for industrial and aerospace, where precision isn't optional. Now, let's zoom out and look at the rest of the hardware. The face button and D-pad use Omron mechanical switches, the same type of micro switches that are used in Logitech gaming mice. The triggers support dual mode, analog and micro switch. You get 4 back buttons together with gyro and multiple platform support for PC, Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, and mobile. Software customization is available with Mobapad PC desktop apps and mobile apps for button mappings, macros, and turbo mode. And there's an extra PC feature. You can map keyboard keys, numpad keys, and even mouse button to the controller. For connectivity, it supports 2.4 GHz dongle, Bluetooth, and Nintendo Switch wireless protocol. The sleep wake function for Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 also available. For PC gaming, using 2.4 GHz dongle is always recommended because it is still the best option for lowest latency for wireless gaming. You also get swappable D-pads, a removable faceplate, and 3 color options to choose from. There are some less obvious details worth pointing out. The controller is screwless design, all screws hidden under the faceplate. The grips are textured hard rubber, and during long gaming session, my hands sweat less compared to the Xbox controller. Here's how it sounds. It also has a built-in rechargeable battery, and right out of the box, you get 2.4 GHz dongle, extra D-pad, and a carry case. Now, if you buy an official Xbox controller, you will have to purchase the dongle and the carry case separately, which will add to the total cost of your entire setup. So, how does this all translate to real-world performance? First, let's look at the pulling rate and stability. 2.4 GHz dongle actually delivered more stable, near-perfect performance with less jitter and fewer outliers. For stick precision, wireless mode unlocks the full resolution of Capacitive Joystick, but introduces higher signal noise compared to wired connection. The trace circles is perfect. Out of the box, dead zone is minimal and adjustable using desktop and mobile app. The joystick return to sender is fast and consistent. For battery life, the controller is officially rated at around 15 hours. In my testing, I got around 8 hours before dropping below 15% and triggered the low battery alert. A full charge takes around 2 hours. Now, let's talk about value and price. Sometimes it's hard to visualize exactly where the product fits. So let's put things in perspective. A clear comparisons need tables. Let's start with Xbox controller. Both Xbox controllers still use potentiometer joystick that will eventually wear out and drift. More importantly, it doesn't come with 2.4 GHz dongle and a carry case. You will have to buy those separately. Although the Xbox Elite controller offers extra hardware customization, but it priced at $1,500 and the highest tier priced at $200 and also doesn't include the wireless dongle. That brings us to the Huben 2 at $80. On paper, that might seem higher than the standard Xbox controller. But once you add the cost of missing dongle and the case, the price difference shrinks significantly. And for that price, you are getting next generation capacitive sensor, Omron mechanical buttons, dual mode triggers, and ultra low dead zone. You are getting high-end components at nearly half the price of Xbox Elite controller. Now, since Huben 2 is also a Nintendo Switch controller, how does it actually stack up against the Nintendo Switch Pro controller? Compared with Nintendo Switch Pro controller, the Huben are missing some first-party features, but it focuses on hardware, customization, and build quality. As a hybrid controller, for what you get here, I think it's pretty good value. Now, let's dive deeper into those compromises I mentioned earlier. Because Huben is a hybrid controller, by aiming to cover both PC and Nintendo Switch, it introduces some frictions. First, the rumble. Huben 2 uses Nintendo Switch HD rumble, which are precise but weaker compared to Xbox rumble. Second, is the button layout and muscle memory. These platforms have different layouts because it uses Nintendo menus on a PC controller. Huben 2 puts the menu and option buttons in the Nintendo Switch Pro layout, high up near the top, but the face buttons are in Xbox configuration. With your muscle memory, will automatically look for the Xbox menu layout. The first time I use this controller, I always press the wrong button. This isn't just a user preference. The data confirms why this feels off. The Xbox protocol is still the king of PC gaming. The data show around 60% of all Steam's controller sessions are using Xbox input protocol, which means the PC gaming community is built on Xbox controller muscle memory. Mobapad isn't the only one making this design choice. Controller like 8B2 Ultimate 2C has a similar layout criticized by disrupting muscle memory. And the trigger buttons have some physical travel distance before activation, and Mobapad confirms this is hardware design choice. For most people, this might seem like a tough choice, but for me, it's actually pretty simple. If you only play on PC and you want first-party features like audio jack, and you're already deep into Xbox controller muscle memory, then the official Xbox controller is still the safest choice. But if you are a hybrid player who play on PC and Nintendo Switch, and you want cutting-edge joystick, premium hardware, and customization, and full support for Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, the Huben 2 is a compelling option. Just to be aware of the compromise, if you are a long-time Xbox controller user, it will take some time to retrain your muscle memory on a new controller. But in return, you are getting premium hardware components at a competitive price. This controller sits perfectly between the Switch 2 Pro controller and the Xbox Elite controller. If you enjoyed this, check out the video at the corner. It's the world's first Switch 2 Pro controller with TMR glide stick. Until then, take care, hit that like and subscribe button. Cheers guys, have a good one.